What is the biggest difference between the LCS Champion Select and solo queue Champion Select? Now, I want you guys to think about this, alright? Take a second, pause the video if you have to. But what is the biggest difference between the two? Alright, have you thought about it? Good, good, good. I have a feeling that a lot of you would have said the LCS Champion Select has 10 bans, while solo queue Champion Select only has 6 bans. And you're right, that is a difference, but that isn't the biggest difference. The biggest difference between the two is the biggest key to winning more games at Champion Select. And this is it. In the LCS Champion Select, players can back out. Players can back out and queue dodge games. In solo queue, you can queue dodge games. The LCS players can't do that. That is the biggest difference between the two. And that is the difference that a lot of people don't put emphasis on. When you're in solo queue, right? When you're in solo queue and you have a reasonable doubt, right? You may have 101 reasons. There are so many factors that can go into. Your team is a bunch of trolls already. Your team is a horrible team comp versus the enemy team that's an amazing team comp. If you have a reasonable doubt in your team or in your ability to win the game, you may have a doubt in your team, right? Because it's solo queue, everyone doubts their teammates. No one believes in their teammates because everyone's teammates are trash. But at the same time, right? At the same time, if you doubt yourself, I want you to look at your champion that you're selecting, and I want you to evaluate it against your laning opponent. If, for example, if I pick Gangplank and the enemy team picks a Fizz and they have an oppressive jungler versus my passive jungler, and they have, in general, stronger lanes than my team has winning lanes, right? They have winning lanes and we don't have winning lanes. I dodge the game. I've done this recently actually. When I took my account from Diamond 3 to Masters a month ago, I played mid lane and top lane, right? These are two roles, alright? If you guys are mid laners or top laners, you are in a role that can be heavily counterpicked. Winning your lane is actually a huge part of the league, right? If you can't win your lane, don't fall back to, hey, maybe we can just scale, right? Because that's what every losing team says. Have you ever been in a game and be like, hey guys, you know what? We actually scale, and then 30 minutes later, you just end up losing the game again. Well, if you think your laners are going to lose in your game, or if you think the enemy team has a better comp and a better setup, dodge the game. Now, while my number one tip is Q dodging, and Q dodging effectively when you have a reasonable doubt in losing the game, my second tip mainly applies to those in mid or top lane, or roles that can be heavily counterpicked, alright? Play as if you were swapping champions in the LCS. Pick the most important champions first, the highest win rate champions, the ban-worthy champions first, and swap and communicate with your team. Let's say you're a mid laner and your first pick. I absolutely hate being first pick or second pick as a mid laner or top laner. That is the worst pick you can possibly be. If you're a mid laner or a top laner, you want to be fourth or fifth pick. You want to have the ability to counterpick the enemy or offer your opponent no opportunity to counterpick you. So that is why if you are a first pick mid laner, communicate with your last pick support laner. Communicate with him and say, hey, can I please pick your support for you? And if he agrees, this leaves your opponent with no opportunity to counterpick you. Third tip, communicate with your team as little and as efficiently as possible. Don't be one of those guys in solo queue, right? That writes his entire life story into chat. Don't give us your entire life story in the champions. Like, just keep it simple. Like, kiss, man. Keep it simple. Just write down what you need to in the words that are absolutely necessary and you're good to go. Just enough to get your communication across. And that's all for today, guys. I hope you learned something of value. But before we end this video, I got a question for you guys. I don't really know what content to upload onto this channel. I can do videos. I can do videos, of course. I can do guides, montages. I can do a number of things, but I want to get some input from you guys. I don't know, maybe from the few of you who have watched like my previous videos. I don't really know what I want to be uploading, so give me some advice on what to upload. Just post your comments down in the comment section and I'll read through every single one of them. But thank you once again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.